caps lock different. It's facts, non-fiction. Said I black out for real, then the track gone missing. If it's cap, I'm dipping. We ain't talking about a move, then it's flatline finished. When I spaz, I'm grinning. Put a peel off in the Sadies and I pass by spinning. It's perks with this life, but I don't have my skinach. Took a quick trip and now I'm back home winning. And I see they eyes pop like I snack on spinach. Pull up to the spot, she tryna grab my digits. I'm already 8 shots, a Henny past my limit. Here you go. Hazards with a dash full of tickets. I'ma act like I don't see them. I got bad eye vision. Y'all can't pass my scrimmage. While y'all tripping, it's Aruba. I realized I had to go and...
What's up, guys? Welcome back to episode 226 of Psychotic and Iconic. Paul's here along with my co-host Nick Theories and Philly Phil. Thank you to everybody that's tuned into the live stream. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and share it. Thank you to everybody that likes, follows, and subscribes to all of our platforms. My bad, I'm a little fucked up right now.
Let's get right into it, baby. Let's get right into it.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
The sound good? Everybody good?
Yeah. You know what you're doing now. We had enough mishaps.
Just wanted to make sure.
What was I about to say? All right, so Eagles beat the Panthers or squeaked by the Panthers 22-16. But we're not even going to, well, we could talk a little bit about the game, but what we're going to be talking about is the Brandon Graham show, because that fucking moron decided to go on there and air out some dirty laundry unnecessarily. What are your thoughts on that?
You never do that. You never air out your dirty laundry because the Eagles are winning. So why do that? Now I feel like there's bad mojo hanging in Philly right now. And even though they're winning, but it's bad mojo. But I'm not surprised. I'm really not, because we talked about it last week when we came in here and I said, when I watch the Eagles, I'm looking for a guy that can get the playmakers the football. There's a reason why A.J. Brown is saying what he's saying after the game. His comments were alarming. Then Brandon Graham comes out and says there's beef. So now I'm looking at it. I'm like, it makes sense, dude. Like, the guy's open. He is, and he wants to win. He's a competitor, but at the same time, the Eagles are winning. So like this whole locker room distraction is to me bizarre because you're winning. Like, winning cures all, and to me, it seems like the winning is not curing, the glue in our locker room, which is our quarterback and our best wide receiver. So and that's a problem. So I don't know how they're going to resolve this because obviously, clearly, winning isn't.
I don't know. I didn't think A.J. Brown's comments after the game were too crazy. Like, I think it's, if you're an Eagles fan especially, you know what's going on. You're just kind of looking at it like, yeah, we're winning. We're dominating for the most part. Our defense is awesome. Our running back's awesome. Our wide receiver's awesome. I mean, he's 5th in the league in yards per game. But, like, when you see that, and that's including missing 3 or 2, however many he missed. But I thought it was so bizarre when Brandon Graham said that because I didn't understand where it came from. And to say something that could be that divisive at this point in the season is so stupid. Like, when you're on a roll. And with Jalen, like, I know Jalen's not. I think the Super Bowl and how he played in that game is etched in people's heads forever. And he's always going to be held to that standard. And it's fair and unfair. But it's just like when you see guys running wide open, he has to hit them. And I don't think it's that he can't make the throws. Like, I think Jalen can make every throw in the game. I just feel like it's timing and it's the vision. Like, for me with Jalen, it's not an arm issue. It's a vision issue.
So then he never got better.
I mean,
he never improved.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, he's gotten worse at it.
Yeah.
Because but he's pretty on par touchdown wise with his normal stats. He throws for around 20 to 25 touchdowns and he runs in about 10 of them.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to call it. But like I don't think it's that crazy what's going on. I feel like the problem is most people know, including myself, including you, the Eagles offense could truly be elite. And when you see the offense struggling and getting bailed out by Saquon, it's kind of like, I don't want to say a gut punch, but it's kind of like a grunt because you're just like, fuck, man, like our offense could be dominant. And you alluded to this last week with Burrow. Like, could you imagine putting Burrow behind that offensive line? Now, the weapons are the same in comparison to Chase and Higgins, but with Barkley and all that.
It'd be blowouts instead of close games.
I mean, even that's what I mean. So, like I said, with Jalen, it's a struggle, but by the same token, we're going to talk about this team next. Would you rather score 40 and lose? Like, here's the thing. If Jalen goes out next week against the Steelers and throws for 300 yards and A.J. Brown has 150 yards and we lose by 6, what are Eagles fans going to say? What's everybody going to say? So would you rather lose and A.J. Brown have 70 yards and 6 catches and Saquon Barkley have his normal 150, or would you rather win by doing what you do that wins the game?
But the problem is that they're not. It's who they're playing against. I mean, Carolina, they should have smoked them, right? Like, I mean, when you have if you have an elite quarterback and you have elite weapons, you should be winning more than 6 at home to a team that's literally like fighting for the number 1 overall pick. So, like, when you're 11-2, you should assert your dominance at that point. I mean, you have all the weapons, you have everything you need. I just don't understand. It's not clicking. And there's a reason why Jalen Hurts is throwing under 25 passes a game. There's a reason for it. You know what I mean? Whether it's, they don't believe the formula is put it into Jalen Hurts' hands at all costs.
Mm-hmm.
They think the formula is through Saquon, and it's working.
That's what you paid him for.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like you also paid the quarterback. And when he's not stepping up and he's not showing elite traits at times throughout the majority of the game, then you question it, right? Like, there is some moments in the game where I'm looking at Jalen Hurts and it's like, damn, he made that play. Like, he made that throw. Like, he does have moments in the game, but majority of the game, it's just meh. It's not impressive, man. And there's a reason why, I mean, look, AJ Brown getting 4 targets against Carolina is fucking crazy. I don't care how you slice the pie. It doesn't even make any sense. Like, that's your guy. That's your bread. That's your bread and butter right there.
I get it, but
he was open. I mean, no, you saw
he was wide open. I get it, but like we're saying like the Eagles. Oh, they only beat the Panthers by 6. Well, the Chiefs beat them by 2 or 3. They beat the Broncos by 2.
Yeah, but we talk about the Chiefs as being they're just getting by. We talk about the Eagles as being the best team in the league. The best team.
Well, our
in
defense
NFC,
is better than our defense is better than the Chiefs. Our surrounding pieces, we're better than the Chiefs everywhere except for quarterback.
Yeah, no,
So that's what I don't get. But I do feel like they could.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like the Eagles can pop. It's just, like I said, to me, it's not the throwing, it's the vision. It's seeing the open guy.
Yeah.
But I don't.
But
I
you
don't
got to
know.
be able to read defenses.
You do. You absolutely have to.
If you can't read a defense, your weapons they don't do you any good, because you can't deliver the football on a timely basis. That's the plays are designed for timing. And if you can't get on the same page with your wide receiver, or you just can't anticipate and just throw the ball, with confidence, then that's a problem. And it's going to be a problem in the playoffs when you have to go toe-to-toe with a Jared Goff and that Lions offense, because they're going to score. You think you're going to score 40 points, running with Saquon? No. I just don't see that.
So do you think the Eagles are as good as advertised, or do you think they're mid? Because I don't understand. I'm trying to understand. How do you rank the Eagles?
I think they're good. I just think that they need to improve. Like, in order for them to win it all, they need to improve in the passing game. I truly believe that.
Are the Rams a threat?
The Rams could be a threat because they're
going to win 9 games.
The problem with the Rams is their defense. The Eagles have the opposite formula.
But we don't have a problem on offense.
No, I don't think we have a problem on offense. We have a problem with the passing game, like, as a whole. So, like, half of your offense is a problem. And when half your offense is a problem, I see bigger problems in the playoffs, because when you got to score 35 points and you got to do it through the air.
But you don't need to score 35 with our defense. Like, that's what I'm saying.
You might. You
might need to, but we can score. We put up 37 against Cincinnati. Now, granted, everybody does, but still, we have shown the ability to score.
Absolutely. But what I'm saying is that your defense is not going to shut every opponent down, unless the Eagles' defense is like legit. They're number 1 defense in the league, and it's by far. They're going to shut teams down. You're confidently walking into the game saying the Eagles can shut this team down to under 20 points. Now, can they do that to a high power offense? I don't know.
Well, they would be able to do that. I think they could do that to the Lions.
They did it to Cincy, but Cincinnati has offensive line problems, so we've seen that mismatch coming. But I'm talking about, like, when they play against really stout offenses. I'm talking about the Lions. The Lions is going to be a test for them.
Yeah, I know, but I think we match up well against the Lions.
But why?
I just I don't. You have Amon-Ra, yeah, but look what Quinyon Mitchell has done two wide receivers.
Yeah,
He's
but they got
locked them up.
Jamison Williams is pretty good. They got
We got Cooper
Laporta.
DeJean. We got CJ GJ. Go look at CJ GJ stats over like the last 8 games. He's been quietly a beast.
Yeah, I know. To me, again, last week I said it. It's just an eye test for me, though, dude.
Yeah,
it's like,
I know.
if you could plug in a guy that could just read defenses and shred you apart, the Eagles would be unstoppable because they have all the pieces. Like they literally have all the pieces. The only thing they're missing is a pocket passer that can actually deliver the ball to the superstar wide receivers.
Yeah,
like Devontae Smith. I mean, like he's a good wide receiver, but you can't really tell anymore. He's been pretty quiet.
Yeah,
I know he's been hurt.
I was going to say he's had a weird injury.
He's had a weird injury, but he came back and he didn't really do much. He didn't make that much of a difference. Why? Because he can't really showcase his skills when you can't get in the football. That's a problem to me. Like I just feel like when I watch the Eagles, they need to get it going in the passing game. When you have like third and 10s, do you have confidence that we're going to convert? I don't.
Yeah,
I really don't.
Why? But why? I mean, I don't like if. I saw this tweet today and it was by Victor Williams and it was so true. If you woke up out of a coma over the last 4 months, you would think the Eagles are 2-11 and we have Caleb Williams.
Why?
Like that's what you would think because I feel like everybody's down on the Eagles.
I don't think anybody's down on the Eagles. I think it's just a realistic conversation of watching the quarterback play and just evaluating him fairly. I don't think it's downgrading the Eagles. I think the Eagles as a team is good. They have a great. We talk about their defense all the time. They have a good defense. They have a good running game. They have a good offensive line. What are they struggling in? They're not passing the ball with efficiency. It's just to me. I don't see big plays. And when you have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith and you got weapons on the outside, you got to be able to throw the ball downfield.
Yeah. No,
like
at
some point in time, 108 yards ain't going to win you a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's just not because Jalen Hurts did that in the Super Bowl. He had 300 yards in the Super Bowl and lost.
335.
And still lost. So it's like those heroic performances are going to be needed. And does he have that ability still in him? I don't know.
We haven't seen it in a while.
When's
the last time he did that? Was it
the Bengals? Maybe. I mean, they killed the Bengals. But outside of that, I mean, Jalen Hurts to me, like I like him. I do. I think he's a winner.
He hasn't even thrown for 300 this year.
I think he's a winner.
Oh yeah, he did against the Saints. He threw for 311 with no touchdowns in it.
But in fairness to your point, Jalen Hurts he's a winner. He's always been a winner his whole career. Even in college, when he stepped in for 2 in the championship game, he took over and won the football game and won the championship. Like Jalen Hurts is a natural born winner. It's just I just feel like when the way the Eagles are constructed, it's just to me it doesn't fit Jalen Hurts. Like it just doesn't fit it. Because even when the passing plays, they're designed for one read and then go to the other read if it's not there. Like you have to be able to make that read, and I just don't see that. The second read is gone. If the first read doesn't exist, it's over.
Yeah,
the play's done. He's either running for a first down or he's going to throw it. He's going to hold on to the ball and take a fucking sack.
You want to know why? And I just was reading Tom's comment too, and he was talking about the Lions. You know why I don't fear the Lions? Because Dan Campbell proved last game he still didn't learn his lesson. The Lions are not going to a Super Bowl.
Why? Because
their coach is undisciplined. And I love Dan Campbell. He's my favorite coach in the league. And I would root for the Lions if it wasn't the Eagles. He's undisciplined, and he still acts with his emotion instead of knowledge. Going for that 4th down instead of taking that field goal shows me he did not learn his lesson from last year. It doesn't matter.
I know it doesn't
matter, bro.
I know it doesn't matter, but it worked.
But you have to be consistent in your thinking, and you have to do risk versus reward.
But the thing is he is consistent with his thinking.
Exactly. But Nick Sirianni gets crushed for that same exact thing. And Nick Sirianni is more accomplished than Dan Campbell.
And yeah, I get it.
He is. And don't tell me that the Lions don't have a good team because the Lions have had a good team.
Yeah, but Dan Campbell rose that team from the ashes to where they are.
Who took over a more toxic situation than Nick Sirianni?
I mean,
and he's making playoffs every year,
bro.
Dan Campbell was about to get fired until they went on that random losing streak in his first or second year as the head coach. They were 0-7 or 0-8, and they rose up, and that's fine. But Nick Sirianni took over in the midst of the Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts
I like
drama.
Nick Sirianni. Everybody bags on him because he goes for it on 4th down.
Because I think he's a fucking idiot when he does that.
I don't though, because when you watch the fucking our kicker, you can't make a 50-yarder. Any type of 50-yard field goal, I'm going for. I don't care if it's 4th and 6. The guy can't make 50-yard field goals. Well, he hasn't made one this year.
And that is a concern. I don't know what happened to Jake Elliott. I can't speak on that. I'm just saying, like, for me, this even goes back to like when it was Doug Peterson versus Sean McVay, and everybody was saying like Sean McVay was, miles better than Doug Peterson. Now that may be true now, but in that season, no, he was not. Doug Peterson beat him head to head. Doug Peterson won the Super Bowl. So it's just like certain coaches get this narrative and it's over. Like Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan can win with anybody until he's got to win with anybody. And then it's, well, he don't have anybody. You can't, like, those arguments go both ways. And as soon as I watch the Lions do that and go for that, I said they're an unserious team and they cannot be trusted anymore.
So who's a serious team then? If the Lions can't be trusted in the NFC, who can be?
The Lions are a serious team, but that decision when he went for that 4th down instead of taking that field goal, he did not learn from his mistakes that cost him a shot at the Super Bowl last year. So I don't trust them anymore. With the Eagles, I said this a million times. I trust the Eagles' talent. I trust the team. I do trust Hurts. I get nervous with Nick Sirianni doing something very boneheaded that you don't need to do. And I said this before, bro. At what point did the game of football become so computerized that taking a field goal is bad? Like, it's like, well, I'm up 7 points and it's a 30-yard field goal or a 4th and 7. Well, let's go for it because taking the 3 isn't worth it. And it's like, how is that bad going up 10-0 or going up 10 points? That just fundamentally doesn't make sense to me. I don't care what the computer says. I don't care about any analytics. When you use analytics, that's good. Well, when you rely on analytics, that is bad.
Well, let me ask you a question. It depends on where you're at in the game. If it's the first quarter and you have a chance to go up 10 or go for it on 4.
I know. I'm going up 10, bro. I'm going up 10. Unless it's like 4th and inches. Okay, maybe I can understand it, but you need points.
But what's the threshold? I mean, like, it has to be like a situational kind of thing.
Yeah, it is situational.
4th and 6, of course I'm kicking the field goal. 4th and 4, it depends. Where am I at? Am I on the 34? Am I on the 36? Am I in no man's territory, no man's land territory where I can, if I go for it and I don't get it, does it really flip the field position? That's where you got to think.
Now, he just made a good, Kev the Prince, thank you for tuning in, but he just said that too. Jalen threw 2 touchdowns, but because it wasn't to AJ, does that mean it's a problem? So again, it's like, it's difficult. It's really, really difficult. And I get, but again, would you be proud of Jalen Hurts if the Eagles went out and hung 4, if you switch the Eagles and the Bills and they played the Rams and Jalen went out and played like Josh Allen, but they lost, would you be happier about that? Or would you be happier about the Panthers win?
Well, let me ask you a question. Even though the Eagles lost the Super Bowl, coming into the next season, were you more optimistic about Jalen Hurts because of his performance?
I was optimistic about him, yes, but not optimistic.
Were you more optimistic based on that performance?
Yes, but not to the tune of him throwing 300 yards a game. That's not Jalen Hurts, just like it's not Lamar Jackson.
No, I know, but you were still optimistic that he was going to take that next step, though. That's what I'm saying.
I felt like Jalen peaked that in 2022. But again, his peak was barely losing. He lost. His peak was losing the Super Bowl.
Right.
I could tell you 10 other quarterbacks right now that I don't know that their peak is making the Super Bowl.
Right.
Like Jared Goff. Yeah, I know his peak. I know. Now, look, he got the shit beat out of him, but Bill Belichick put on a clinic against Sean McVay. Dude, Sean McVay was a baby.
Yeah.
And so was Jared Goff. That was only, their 3rd or 4th year? Mm-hmm. Like, come on, man. What was that score? 10-3?
It was 13-3 or something.
Okay, so even so, but Sean McVay at that time, like, they did all right too. You held Tom Brady to 13 points. But I look at that and it's like, again, I don't look at Jalen Hurts and ever think he's going to throw for 300 yards a game. Do I want him to throw for more than 108? Yes. Do I want him to, when AJ Brown's running up the sideline, standing like this and there's nobody near him? Yeah, bro, you need to hit that. So I'm in total agreement with that, but I'm not going to blow that out of proportion. I'm just not. If our formula is winning and the difference was last year, our defense couldn't keep us in the game.
Yeah, but it's already blown out of proportion because of the recent comments from AJ Brown after the game, and then Brandon Graham coming out.
Brandon Graham screwed it up. I don't think what AJ Brown did was bad.
Well, I think that actually started the fire. That lit the match.
Here's the thing with Brandon Graham. Not that it was taken out of context, but it's like Jalen Hurts is the godfather to AJ Brown's son. So it's like, yeah, their personal relationship is really, really deep. And when you try and work with family or your best friends and stuff like that, sometimes things get in the way and it can change your relationship and make it more difficult. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but they're both out there playing for their food. They're both paid. Like AJ Brown doesn't need to put up the crazy stats anymore. And don't take that out of context either. Like, yeah, of course. But I'm just saying, like, Did he need to say that? No.
Well, you're saying because he doesn't have the pressure of putting up the stats.
He doesn't need that. He got his
contract.
Correct. When he's in Tennessee
Right.
and you're in a like T. Higgins, you're in a contract here. You want to get paid. Now, look, T. Higgins is going to get paid, but I'm trying to think of a better example than that. I'm just saying, man, like, I'm not blowing it out of proportion. I think what Brandon Graham did was idiotic. It caused a stir around the Eagles when we should be talking about them being 11-2 and on a 9-game win streak.
I agree. I don't
and so I see that, and it's like, he threw for 108 yards. I get it, man. It's not good. Last week he threw for 118, but they're winning, and the good sign is that the defense is able to keep you in the games. The biggest part of the downfall last year was that Jalen Hurts and the offense weren't getting going. And last year, unless you were playing like the Rams or the Bills yesterday, you couldn't win.
So do you think Jalen Hurts is an elite quarterback then?
No, I think he's somewhere in that 8 to 12 range.
Okay.
I think he's in that 8 to 12 range. I think he's a good above average quarterback, but I don't think that Jalen Hurts is like, again, there's 4 elite quarterbacks, but if you're just, but like, we're going off of, are you going off of raw talent? Or are you going off of gameplay?
I'm going off because, like, again, like we go back to the Burrow making the Super Bowl, yada, yada. He's more accomplished than Josh Allen because of that, right? I get that. So does that make Jalen Hurts better than Josh Allen?
Jalen Hurts isn't better.
Just because he's more accomplished, just because he went through a Super Bowl.
He's more accomplished.
Like I just to me, like I just feel like that's bogus to say. Here's
the thing. I'm never going to criticize Jalen Hurts.
Neither.
And say that I don't know, like, if he peaked. And it's like, well, Jalen Hurts peaked. And it's like, okay, well, did Josh Allen peak? Because if Josh Allen peaked, he can't make a Super Bowl. And it's like, when I look at that though, but I always use like Justin Herbert. I use him all the time. Dak Prescott. Like, is Dak better than Jalen? Maybe, raw talent for talent. But I think they're in the same thing, 8 to 12 range. There's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some people may say 8, some people may say 12. I have no problem with that. I don't. And it's like Josh Allen. Yes, simply off of when you watch Josh Allen, he is electric. You just saw it. But again, if you go ask Josh Allen, would you rather have Jalen Hurts' stats and win or put in 6 touchdowns and lose? He's going to pick Jalen Hurts' shit.
Well, that's because that's business related. Because if you start losing games and you start to have, you're looking over your shoulder for your job.
Well, I'm just saying, like, even so, dude, with like Herbert, he just can't get over the hump, no matter what it is. And it's like, all right, this year, yeah, his team isn't that good, but he's had good teams in the past. Where is it? Dak Prescott, he's had bomb squads his whole career. He's never done anything with it. So what are you judging? Like, yeah, Dak Prescott went out and put a beat down on the Tampa Bay Bucks 2 years ago. What was it? Oh my God, we're going to the Super Bowl. We're here. We're lit. Flailed out, got the shit beat out of him. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Like people say about, here's a good one. People will say about, oh, Patrick Mahomes is already the best quarterback ever. No, he's not. I don't think, like, is he better than Tom Brady? Fuck no. Is he better than Peyton Manning? To me, no. He's not. Why? He's got 3 Super Bowls. All right, well, Peyton had 2. And I watched Peyton do his thing over a span of 20 years.
He's just more of an athlete than them. That's all.
That's all it is, bro. That's all it is. And that's like I said, I've never come in here and ever said that Jalen Hurts is an all-world talent. I've said everything but that. All I've said was that Jalen Hurts wins football games.
So you think he's unfairly criticized? I
think he because he's the quarterback of the Eagles and because of the narrative that was already built around him, I think that he is judged to a different scale. Like, if you're going to compare Jalen Hurts to Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow, of course he's going to be levels beneath them. They're the best quarterbacks in the league. But when you compare Jalen Hurts to the middle of the pack guys, the Dak Prescotts, the Justin Herberts, I don't even know who's in the middle of the pack right now off the top of my head. Matt Stafford. I guess you could throw him in the middle of the pack. You throw him in that. Yeah. Like, is Jalen Hurts better than Kyler Murray? Of course. But if you want to say Baker Mayfield and Jalen Hurts are comped, I'm with you on that.
So as an Eagles fan, are you happy that Jalen Hurts is your quarterback for the foreseeable future, though?
I'm perfectly fine with it. Perfectly fine with it. I have no issues with that. Would I rather have Jalen Hurts or would I rather have Russell Wilson? I want Jalen Hurts. Would I rather have Kyler Murray or Jalen Hurts? I'm taking Jalen Hurts. Would I rather have him or Trevor Lawrence? Trevor Lawrence got paid. They're a disaster.
Yeah.
The Jags. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know, because like when you say those names, I feel like situations do matter. I feel like situations could change a player, like a change of scenery. So like,
but when you say change of scenery, you're talking about them going to a bomb squad. You're talking about them going to a better team, realistically.
So who's a bomb squad? The Eagles?
The Eagles are a bomb
Right.
squad.
So what I'm saying is, do you think that the Eagles being a bomb squad kind of masks Jalen Hurts' deficiencies?
Yeah.
To a degree?
Yeah, but here's the problem. But on the flip side of that is he's not a Tom Brady, where people didn't realize until Tom Brady left and retired how many deficiencies he was masking. Jalen Hurts isn't going to mask deficiencies. Everybody thought Caleb was going to do that, and what happened? Now he's in the toilet. Joe Burrow, elite, masking a shit. Well, not really masking it, but the only reason that they're even in games to win, now they're losing by 1 score, but it's because he's so good to do that. Lamar Jackson, when they didn't have the wide receivers, he's just so good. Or Josh Allen, look at it. This is probably his worst team since his rookie year. And it's the best team that he's been a part of.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because he goes up to a different level, but those are superstar athletes that are just caliber of quarterback that can't be measured on a piece of paper. They're measured by your eyes, and believe your eyes.
That's the definition right there of a franchise quarterback.
Yes, can he mask deficiencies?
Yeah.
But there are other things like, can you lead? I think Jalen Hurts can lead. I think Jalen Hurts is the perfect quarterback because he has the stoic personality where he can handle the Philly media. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is Dak an all-world talent? No. Dak's a great leader. Dak's a good player. Dak's a leader of men. Those intangibles work. But it's like, you know, and when you look at those things, it's like you got Kyler Murray with the gaming thing around him. Justin Herbert, his knock on him is like, yo, this dude just can't win games. He just can't finish the job.
So basically what I'm gathering is that if the Eagles weren't winning football games and Jalen Hurts was playing the way he was, do you think that they would be calling for his job?
If they weren't winning?
Yeah.
Knowing Philly, probably.
But is that like because you're watching him play and they're losing because
I think
he's not stepping up.
Yeah, people get frustrated is because Jalen has just been good.
Yeah.
But we want great. We want Super Bowl Jalen every game.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, to me, I know, and he may not do it. Even if they get to the Super Bowl this year and he throws for 120 yards. Now, if they win, I don't care. But I'm saying, I know that Jalen Hurts, the Super Bowl, that's not who Jalen Hurts is every day. But the good news is that I know he can get there and I know he can do that.
It can happen.
I know he can step up in a big game when I need him. I've seen him do it.
Yeah, I actually don't. I don't feel unconfident with Jalen Hurts going into a big game because he is a natural born winner.
He's a big game player.
He is. He just
is. He's a big game player, man.
I agree with that. I do. I
for all of his faults, his deficiencies, and whatever you want to say. And like I said, it's tough to play in Philly, man. And when you see Jalen have certain performances where you're like, damn, man, why can't you do that all the time? But then again, we're just holding him accountable when you miss guys wide open. Like, bro, you got to step up a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, you can't miss that. But to say that he sucks is just, you're just an Eagles hater or you dislike Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts doesn't suck.
No, I don't think he sucks.
By saying he's 8 to 12 range, there's nothing wrong with that. Even if he's 12 for you, he's in the better half of the league. Yeah. And that's fine when you have those pieces around him. And luckily the Eagles have one of the best GMs, if not the best GM in the game, to surround him with the talent. But no, if you go drop Jalen Hurts on the Giants, no, he's going to struggle.
Yeah.
But I mean, Burrow and Mahomes might even struggle with it. Well, no, the Giants actually got some talent.
Yeah.
But either way, he's not doing that. That's not how I view him. But I think he's unfairly criticized, and I think that he's a good to very good quarterback that needs players around him to succeed. I don't think he is just, you drop him in a situation and he'll figure it out.
But that's the thing though. Like, he's got players around him and he's not even like delivering.
Yeah.
That's what's scary to me.
My only criticism of Jalen Hurts has been, there are times where I look at him and he looks lethargic, like slow.
Yeah. But then some plays he has,
some plays I see the burst and I'm like, damn, there it is. And it's just like, what is that? But I'm never going to beat him down you're winning me. You're 11-2.
Now, look, if he was throwing to Mac Hollins and stuff like that, I feel like you give him a little bit more grief.
You always give grief.
Like, okay, I get that. But like, you got superstar athletes on the outside. It's like, I feel like, to me, you're missing opportunities that the Eagles, as Eagles fans, didn't have for the last 20 years outside of T.O. We've never really had the wide receivers, right? So now that we finally have a wide receiver, I just want to see us deliver a I want to see us in the passing game be efficient. Like that's all I want to see, because we finally have a running back that can run between the tackles, be a game changer. And if you could have a quarterback that could pick the defense apart, along with that defense, how do you lose?
Yeah.
Right. Like
Yeah.
I just, to me, I feel like if the Eagles are going to go down this year, it's because of the passing game.
If Jalen Hurts goes on a heater, nobody's beating us.
I agree.
If he goes on a heater, anything similar to what he did in 2022, the Eagles are unbeatable.
Yeah, I don't disagree with
and
that.
I wholeheartedly believe
Yeah, I don't
because with
disagree
that defense
Anything
and those weapons, there's nothing you can do.
Right.
But Jalen is also benefiting from the same thing, which is kind of a knock on him. But Jalen Hurts is also benefiting from this too. There's only so much you could do with this offense. And Saquon Barkley is benefiting because even though you can't stack the box, you still have to respect the outside.
Yeah.
Jalen, I just need him to step up and do it. I just need him to do it.
But I think teams are going to adjust. I think we're going to start to see more stacked boxes.
That's perfectly fine because Jalen Hurts can still pass the ball.
They're going to beg Jalen Hurts to beat us. That's it. I think that's what's going to happen.
And I welcome that because I think Jalen Hurts can. I have confidence in Jalen Hurts to do that.
Yeah,
I do. So, but Rams versus the Bills. Bills beat the Rams beat them 44-42. Josh Allen had 6 touchdowns, 3 passing, 3 rushing. What do you think about his MVP chances?
I don't know how it increased them. I don't know. I don't get it because I thought winning was the point of winning the MVP. So when you lose a game, don't you get knocked out of the conversation?
Weirdest thing in the world.
I get that he had 6 touchdowns, but Burrow also played fantastic and loses, and everybody calls him, struggling this year.
They're 4-8 though.
It doesn't matter though. He still scored a lot of points and lost the game. So why does one player get praised and the other one gets shitted on for it? See that's the inconsistency that I hate.
You know what we used to call that?
What?
Remember what I used to call that? The love fest.
Well, yeah. I mean,
no cap though. He went from -170 to -400.
Yeah.
Now look, I tweeted this right after the middle of the fourth, towards the end of the fourth quarter, and I said Josh Allen just won his first MVP. Congratulations, because I believe he did. Because when you put on a show like that, your eyes don't forget shit like that.
But you lost,
and he lost, and I know, and that is what frustrates me, and you know this.
I think it's stupid.
I know you throw jabs at me about hating Josh Allen, but those are the things that piss me off about him because it's like, and here's the thing. I don't understand how I feel like he plays by a different set of rules. He's the only person in the world that loses. Like, I feel like his 2 defining moments are in losses.
Because he's that good. But when
that's
you
what I'm
watch
saying.
it, you're like, holy
It's
fuck.
electrifying.
This guy's he's unbelievable.
He's a monster. He is a monster. He's an all-world arm talent to match all-world ground talent. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's wild to see. And like I've said that I don't hate him. I've always gotten pissed off with the joke of the love fest, but it's like his defining moments are almost beating Kansas City, and if he wins the MVP, it's going to be this. It's going to be this game because he was fucking fantastic. But it's like, bro, you lost.
Yeah, you
lost the game, and honestly, the only concern for me with that isn't the Bills. It's the Bills defense.
Mm-hmm.
Like you let your quarterback put up 42 points and you lost.
Yep. That sounds like they're like that in the playoffs.
I was just going there. If they lose, it's that. It's
not going to be Josh.
It's not going to be. I doubt it's Josh.
Well, you never know. He could have one of those games where he has the turnovers,
but he has
to force everything. That could happen. That could very well happen. You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, it could. And however, but the thing is that with the Bills, I just like that. To me, that's a worrying sign. You let Josh Allen put up 6 touchdowns and 42 points, and you lost that game. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
And then it's like I see people talking about the Rams. Like I saw it on a clip on ESPN and somewhere else, and it's like, are they the quiet? I think it was Dan Orlovsky. And it's like, oh, are the Rams the quiet team that can make noise? Do you want to play the Rams healthy? And it's like, it's deja vu. Didn't we just have this conversation about them last year for them to get bounced in the first round?
I thought they were going to be the team that sneaks up on people.
And it's like, I don't understand it, man. And again, it's like people are going to sit there and tell me, I guarantee you there are people right now that think the Rams are better than the Eagles.
Well, no, I mean, it makes sense as to why people think that, dude. Like when you have a quarterback that can get the superstar wide receivers to football, anything can happen in the passing league.
Not when your defense is garbage.
Oh yeah, their defense is garbage, but they're banking on Matthew Stafford masking that defense by scoring points because they can score points. That's why.
So do people bank on the Eagles defense to mask our offense's struggles?
No, because I don't think the Eagles defense is widely respected yet.
They should be.
I know, but I don't think
because we have arguably the best cornerback in the game.
But when we talk about the Eagles defense, I don't think anybody has like, you know how when people talk about the Ravens defense, you already know what you're getting, bro. You know, back in the day, right?
I thought you were talking about now.
What? No, I'm talking about back in the day. Like when you talk about the Ravens defense and the, you know, even a couple years ago when they had that stout defense, you're looking at that defense like, all right, yeah, they're legit. They're for real. I think when people look at the Eagles defense, I feel like there's still some question marks just because they're so young. Like I feel like when you have two rookies in the back end of your defense. Yeah, they're playing awesome. They're playing excellent. But like I feel like there's still some uncertainty there with a lot of fans and even analysts that have going against superstar wide receivers in big moments. Like I feel like there's some concerns there. I do. But I'm not concerned as an Eagles fan because I know the Eagles defense is legit.
I just feel like we would fuck the Rams up a second time if we played them. We would fuck them up a second time. Like the Rams are not coming to Philly and winning in the playoffs. They're just not. I don't, there's no other way to slice that. That's not happening.
The only way they would beat us is if they stop Saquon.
And they're not.
If you could stop Saquon, do you have a chance?
No. We still have our wide receivers out there. And that's what I'm saying. People are acting like Jalen Hurts can't get them the ball.
I know, but if you're talking about going into Philly, it's going to be cold ass weather. Can he deliver the ball in the cold? Like I think Stafford could do it. Like to me, I think that's a mismatch versus the Rams. If it goes through the air, I would actually favor the Rams.
You're going to favor a team from LA over in Philadelphia. Come on, man. This is what I'm talking about.
I'm going to favor a guy that won a Super Bowl before. And you know he's an elite passer.
He is.
You know he can get them guys the ball.
He is. And I never liked Stafford, but I'm just saying.
But me personally, I'd favor that over what we have in the passing game right now.
No, because the two things that travel in football in the playoffs are defense and running.
I don't disagree.
And our running game is better and our defense is better.
I don't disagree with that. I don't think the Rams will beat us. I'm just saying if they had a pathway to victory, it would be because they stopped Saquon and they were able to do it through the air. Because I think the Eagles defense is really good against the run.
But my thing is that their run defense isn't stopping Saquon and they're not passing the ball all over us. Like the two things you mentioned are the exact two things that nobody can do better than the Eagles.
There you go. Then you don't think there's a pathway to victory for them?
I don't. I think we would smack them. Chiefs beat the Chargers 19-17. I don't even want to talk about this game. I can't stand this team, dude. This team is getting under my skin. Like,
but why though? You think they're lucky as shit?
I feel like I'm watching Tom Brady's Patriots in his early years where the ball just bounces his way. And I can't say it enough to where I can make somebody understand how I feel like that. It's just, they just find ways, bullshit ass ways to do it every single time, man. And it's like, I feel bad. And you texted me this after the game that you felt bad for Herbert.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't actually watch that. I watched it after because I was on my video game. But like, it's like a two-part thing. The Chiefs are just so damn lucky, and the Chargers are just so damn unlucky.
They are, dude.
Like for Justin Herbert, man, like, yeah, bro, if you asked people the four most talented passers in football, it's Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, and Herbert. Strictly as pure passers out of the pocket. Stafford, okay. So at worst, Herbert's number 5. But when you look at the losses the guy has and how he just in big moments and moments you need him, it just doesn't happen. Whatever it may be, a drop pass, a fumble, an interception, it just doesn't work. A missed field goal for whatever reason. And I said this before, like it's a joke because he's a Charger, but it's like Phillip Rivers vibes. Like Phillip Rivers just never got over the hump. I get it. He played Brady, he played Manning, he played Roethlisberger, he played Flacco. I get it. Those were the guys in the AFC that were running shit. And I just feel like he is Phillip Rivers 2.0, dude. Like some people are going to love Herbert and tell you how he's one of the best 5 quarterbacks in the game, no matter what. And it's the defense, it's the running game, it's the passing game, it's the head coach. They're always going to make excuses for him because he's so talented and you like mentally can't wrap your brain around it on why the guy just doesn't win games.
Yeah.
And when it was the same thing for Phillip Rivers though. Number 1 offense, number 1 defense, misses the playoffs. Never got past the AFC chip. Like, I mean, he made one AFC chip and he lost, but I know he was on a torn ACL or MCL, whatever, but it's just like, it's like a repeat. It's like Phillip Rivers 2.0, man. Like what can go wrong will go wrong for that guy. And it sucks, man, because I actually think Herbert's a good player. I think he's ultra talented. It's just it doesn't correlate to winning.
I just think it's so early to tell, dude. Like I just feel like he's so young, and I trust the upside. I feel like one day the Chargers will flip the script on this. Like I when I watch them, even the last couple of years when they play the Chiefs, they're at the skin of their teeth losing these games, right? Even when the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, they were still hanging in there in the fourth quarter, almost damn near winning games, and then the ball bounces the Chiefs' way. But I just feel like, to me, the Chargers are going to get over the hump at some point in the near future too. Like I just feel like that team is built.
Oh no, I mean I totally agree because I
hump.
love Jim Harbaugh. I'm fond of Herbert. I think Herbert's a good quarterback. I don't think Herbert's elite yet. I think he's an elite talent.
I think his ceiling is elite.
Beyond that, like I'm saying, from the pocket, he's one of the 3 best passers. It's like from the pocket, bro. It's Herbert. It's probably Mahomes and Burrow, like just strictly from the pocket. I think he's that talented. I really do. But again, bro, like I don't care about that stuff if you're consistently losing.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you know what I mean, man? Like I will never get behind that.
The stats don't back up Herbert's claim though. You know
For
what I mean?
what?
Like just the overall stats. They don't really back up like
From elite.
Yeah.
It's the eye test.
Yeah.
It's the eye, because when you watch him, you're just like, man, oh man. You can just watch him throw it all over the yard. Like he makes throws that Jalen Hurts can't make, Dak Prescott can't make. But Dak Prescott's better than Justin Herbert right now. But I mean, who knows when he comes back from injury, whatever. But again, Dak Prescott at $60 million, I don't want him. I would have got rid of him because he's not worth that. And now you're not going to be able to build that team, and the Cowboys are going nowhere for the duration of that contract.
Do you think that's going to change?
What?
These big contracts?
Nope.
I do.
I don't.
I do. I think a lot of teams are getting their hands caught in the cookie jar, and I think they're gonna regret these contracts. And I feel like they're going to go more of the Baker routes, the Sam Darnold routes. And
we're desperate for quarterbacks, but the only way you can go Baker and Darnold is if you have an elite offensive.
Yeah, you build around that,
and you can.
Because
and I'm not saying
because
that,
the other pieces on the team are cheaper.
Yeah,
like
but
corners expensive, wide receivers expensive, defensive ends expensive. But if you get 1 or 2 of those guys, and they're corner pieces of your team, and you have a good solid roster like the Vikings have, Sam Darnold can work.
He absolutely can. But that's my point on that is like, do you think Dak can do that? Like, if you put Dak on the Vikings, Dak's going to be the shit.
He'll be awesome.
But Dak on these Cowboys, as currently constructed, with or without Dak, we said they're an 8-win team because Dak is a good to very good quarterback, but he's not an elite quarterback. And when you pay a good to very good quarterback elite money, where your roster is already fucked up, you haven't paid your Micah Parsons, who narrative only is the best defensive player in the league. It's going to be a problem. You're going to have too many big contracts.
Yeah,
you just are. Like how are you going to fill out your team? It doesn't work. And that's like I said, if you're giving me Baker Mayfield or Dak Prescott contract for contract, I'm taking Baker.
Yeah, for sure.
I just am. When you see that, man, like, and it's a difficult thing to say, but the thing with Jalen, luckily for the Eagles fans, is that his cap isn't going to crush us because Howie just knows how to maneuver that. And then when it blossoms in the final 4th or 5th year, whatever that was, he's going to restructure him and get him. But do I think they're going to keep handing out contracts? Yeah, I do, because I think teams are desperate for quarterbacks.
Yeah, see, I just think the opposite. I feel like I feel like at some point the pivot is the pivot's coming.
You know what the pivot will be? You're right. You are right. And you can be right.
Well, I think that because if you look at the running backs, when Zeke got paid and that was a disaster and that killed that Cowboys team, that's going to happen to a couple of franchises that overpaid for the quarterback, a la Jacksonville. I know they don't have other pieces on the roster to go over the cap, but when you're paying somebody $240 million and you're winning 3 games a year, yeah, well, you fucking got your hand caught in the cookie jar. And I feel like teams are going to learn from that, and I feel like they might actually go into the draft quicker as opposed to paying that quarterback that 3rd contract.
So
like, that's
I'm going to say this. I think the only way for that to work is it's going to take somebody with balls to just say no. Jerry Jones could have did it. The Cardinals could have did it. The Chargers. Like, I don't think the Chargers was bad. Do I think Justin Herbert should like is Justin Herbert at 50 or is he like in the 40s? I mean, it's a bargain now, but at the time when he signed, should Justin Herbert have been the highest paid quarterback ever? Fuck no. Right. Should Jordan Love have gotten that deal? Fuck no. And I love Jordan Love. I love me some Jordan Love. I'm just saying it's going to take somebody to just say no.
Well, here's the thing though. I don't think Jordan Love is probably the right example. And I disagree with that example just because it is sole fact that I'm paying somebody for their upside. Like I know that when I watch Jordan Love, I know he's progressing, he's getting better. So I'm going to pay somebody for the ceiling that I vision him having. When I looked at Trevor Lawrence situation, he didn't do shit. Like he regressed from that playoff run and got rewarded for it. So I think Jacksonville got their hand caught in the cookie jar. Like that's the example. Same thing for the Cardinals with Kyler. Like, well, he was the highest paid and he hasn't done shit.
Should have traded him. I said it when they did it. I got to go find that tweet or the TikTok that I put out and say, congratulations to the Cardinals. You just guaranteed yourself never to win a Super Bowl for the duration of that.
Because if you're asking me, I want somebody who's hungry, who's going to put in the work, not because he got paid. Look at Geno Smith, right? The Seahawks gave him $50 million for that 1 year, but he cashed in.
But Nick, here's my thing. I hate when you say, or not you, just generally speaking, but you not that you piss me off, but you piss me off when you said that, when you say you pay for the ceiling. And it's like, yeah, you're ultra talented, but do I know you can reach that ceiling? And that's why I said Jalen Hurts deserved that money, because I know definitively, unless you are like a game-changing dude like Josh Allen, you know, no matter what, you are in contention with him. Stats or eyes, you know that. Justin Herbert, like, you can't really say that.
Yeah, but you're paying for the ceiling, the projected ceiling, because if he gets better,
what about a layered contract then? Well, like maybe you could figure out something like that.
Well,
like,
here's the reason why, because you want to pay them early when they're peaking. If you see a quarterback, right, and he's developing, he's getting better and better every year, and he's on his third, fourth year, you're obviously going to pay him because in 3 years he might be worth more because of his play.
But Nick, my thing is like right now. You just watched at the end of this year, Justin Herbert's due for a contract, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't make the playoffs in a playoff game, probably, maybe. Would you play Justin Herbert $60 million a year?
Yeah.
I'm not because I don't know what he can do.
I would, because
depending on how this year ends.
I think it's harder to replace a talent like that and win than to not. Like to replace Justin Herbert would be very difficult.
But what are you replacing?
I mean, you're replacing the ceiling of him, the talent. The talent is there.
Now,
that's what I'm saying.
Justin Herbert's been in the league, what, 5 years? This is year 5?
This is year 4.
Year 4. So he's made the playoffs one time, and he blew a 28-0 lead. I'm being serious. I'm not shitting on it. I'm genuinely asking, right. What ceiling are you talking about?
Right, but it goes back to the conversation of giving up on players so damn early. Like these kids,
I'm not saying give up on them.
They're so early in their years. Like Josh Allen never won a Super Bowl, but like they didn't give up on him.
But I'm not saying that. But my thing is with Justin Herbert, I'm not saying give up on him. But you don't need to make him the highest paid player.
But see, the problem was that the other franchises, loser franchises, cracked that window open. So what happened was it allowed other players that are better than their quarterbacks, like Kyler Murray, right? Like when Justin Herbert is looking at Kyler Murray's contract, he's laughing at that.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying, "I'm way better than this guy."
Agreed.
Like I'm just overall better. I'm a better teammate. I'm a better athlete. Like he probably believes that. I don't think he's a better athlete than Kyler, but
he is.
No, he's not.
I think he is.
Kyler got drafted he got drafted in the MLB, bro.
I thought you meant just for the NFL. I thought you meant just in terms of NFL quarterback.
Athleticism, Kyler Murray's probably one of the best in the league.
Do you know who he got drafted by in the MLB? Was it the Athletics?
I think it was the Athletics.
He was wasn't he a first round pick too?
Yeah, he was high in the draft.
Shortstop, I think. Right?
Yeah, he was awesome.
He should have went and played baseball.
Yeah, first round, 2018. Like he's an athlete. But But going back to the conversation, it's just that, I'm paying Herbert because when I watch him, I know he's getting better. Like I know he's getting better because when he had a good team with Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, and Eckler, they weren't really they were okay. They were middle of the pack. Now he has rookie wide receivers and Quentin Johnston and Palmer, Will Dissly. He's making these guys better. Like you're watching it unfold. He's making these guys like a lot better than what they are. So to me, he's uplifting the team as much as he can. Look, let's be real. The Chargers' talent is not up to par with one of the best teams in the league, but they're winning games because that quarterback and that team is uplifting itself. When you have a quarterback and a leader, that's the result that's going to happen. Yeah, you're going to lose games. It's going to happen. But to me, Justin Herbert, I'm paying for the potential. I'm paying for this guy. This guy's getting better because if I pay him in 2 years, his stats are going to go through the roof. 40 touchdowns. Now I got to pay this guy $65 million as opposed to the $50 million 2 years ago. So you're kind of playing. You're playing Moneyball at that point.
So when Jalen Hurts in 2021, when he made the playoffs with Miles Sanders, Devontae Smith, Kez Watkins, and Jalen Reagor, why doesn't he get any credit for that?
You tell me.
I don't know. I'm asking because people are telling me about you're explaining it as you're betting on the ceiling, but I don't know what his ceiling is.
Right.
Because for me, his ceiling is like he could back into the playoffs and blow a big lead to Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, but you're going by the ceiling in the 4-year sample, though. Like I'm talking about.
I have to.
I know, but it's like career-wise, like when they're paying these guys.
That's how you get fucked up, though.
I know, but the right quarterback won't fuck you up.
Would you have paid Dak Prescott?
That's what I'm saying. The right quarterback won't fuck you up, though. Like, you got to have a good GM and a good eye, and you got to know your player. Okay, this guy is going to be great in 4 years.
Would you have paid Dak, or would you let him walk?
That's a conversation that I genuinely don't know, man, because I don't know what's available in the offseason.
I mean,
the Cowboys.
Do you think Dak can carry a team? Would the Cowboys have been any different this year with or without Dak?
The Cowboys would be. I don't think so.
There's your answer. See you, Dak.
I don't.
Bye-bye.
Because when I watched them last night with Cooper Rush, I mean, I thought he did decent. I thought he was pretty decent.
But that's my point is you need somebody to just you need to just say, like, you're not that guy, bro.
Because if you say Dak was playing last night, do the Cowboys win that game?
Maybe. I don't know.
We don't know
because
that.
I don't know because there are times where Dak plays really good and there are times where Dak
that's the problem. When you say I don't know if that player can come in and win the game, then that player's not worth $60 million.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah,
no,
like you just finished that. Like that's what I'm saying.
I'm with you.
But until somebody does that, it's going to get worse. It's inflation. It is, bro. It's exploiting because the owners are desperate for that. They're desperate to sell tickets. They're desperate for all that shit. Like even if you look at like Juan Soto. I mean, I know it's a baseball comparison, but 15 years for $765 million. You know who gets fucked in that deal? Us and people that are Mets fans. Because now when you go there and a hot dog is $85, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah.
You are paying for that.
I know. That's why like Phillies games are ridiculous.
It's stupid, dude. But that's a different conversation for a different day. Vikings crushed the Falcons 42-21. Kirk has been garbage over the last 4 games. No really touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
Yeah, he's been horrible.
Like, what's going on with him, bro? He fell off. Like he walked off a cliff, like Max Kellerman was talking about for Tom Brady.
Yeah,
that's the cliff this dude fell off of.
That's the cliff. That is the cliff. I mean, he has 15 picks on the year. This guy's signed 4 years, $180 million. Could you imagine making that kind of money and fucking up your team like that? Like, yeah,
I wouldn't even give a fuck if I was making 180.
I'll be real. I'm really surprised by that. I mean, I know his passing yards are really high. He's 3rd in the league, but like other than that, bro, it's just to me that's garbage yards. They don't mean anything. They're not accounting for wins. They're not accounting for big time plays.
That's been Kirk Cousins though, bro.
In the game, the crucial moments.
But this has been aside from the touchdowns and interception ratio, he's always done that. He's given you 30 touchdowns a year, about 10 picks, and he's thrown for 4,500 yards, and people think Kirk Cousins is good.
I think he's good. I just think that he's on the back end of his career. Obviously, he's 36. You know, he just gets he's going to get a lot more flack because of the contract. That's all it is.
I mean, I didn't even think of that when we were about his contract. I just think Kirk Cousins is what he is, bro. Kirk Cousins is a mid-tier quarterback. He's an average quarterback. He's going to fill up the box score and it's going to be meaningless.
Yeah. No, I think he's an above average quarterback. I do.
I got him an average. He's never proven anything. What has he done?
I know.
He has 1 playoff win.
I think he's a good passer. I just think he's struggling.
He is a good passer.
He's struggling this year.
He's a good passer that never he's not a winner. He's talented, but he's not a winner.
Yeah, that is true.
Give me the less talented guy who finds ways to win those grinded out games over some polished dude that can't get it done.
Yeah,
That's where I'm at with that.
I'm with you. I just say I feel like statistically he's been awesome. He's been one of the best quarterbacks statistically.
That's what I'm saying. If you look at his
in the
stats
NFL.
and you didn't know who he was, it's just like, yo, who is this? This dude's the man.
This guy's awesome. He's got 4,000 yards. He's got 30 something touchdowns. Like
That's what he is.
7 picks. Like, yeah, I mean, but this year he's just really struggling. It's weird because they have weapons.
I think they should go to Penix.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't think you can now.
I would get him in there and get him reps. Because I think if Kirk Cousins finish out the year like this, is he going back next year? No. There's no way Kirk Cousins starts the year next year if he finishes the years like this.
I mean, but how do you bench somebody making 180 million? What are you going to do with that contract?
Pause, swallow it.
Because my thing is, okay, well then if that's the case, if you're willing to bench Kirk Cousins for that contract, because of the contract, or just because of his play, regardless of the contract, then what the fuck are the Browns waiting for benching Deshaun Watson? Just moving on. Like, what are you waiting for at that point then? If the Falcons are so comfortable getting rid of Kirk in year 1 of a 4-year, 180 million contract, then the Browns are just wasting their time. Because if you want to throw away money like that, then every franchise should do that. I just don't think that's the thinking and the logic going into it.
They're not, because they throw money at these quarterbacks and they're devaluing other positions and throwing money out there. Like the Vikings. The Vikings had the system. Yo, we're built. We just need a regular average quarterback. That's all we need. We need an average quarterback that can throw the ball. And that's what Sam Darnold is. He's your regular average guy that can succeed with an offensive guru.
He's got an awesome arm, man.
Sam Darnold can play.
He could ball, dude, for real.
Like, not for nothing, but put Sam Darnold on the Niners, might be a little bit better.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like situations matter. Like they do. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what goes back to the Jalen Hurts conversation. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Do you think he's elite? Do you think he could be a baller somewhere else? Like, I don't know. We don't know that. But situations do matter. Sam Darnold was with the fucking Panthers, the Jets, and he stunk. He was out of the league basically, almost. Then goes to Minnesota, gets a shot, and they're fucking 11-2, or whatever they are. 11-2, right?
Yeah,
that's fucking unbelievable. But it goes to show you don't have to pay the piper for the quarterback to be successful. You really don't.
You don't.
The Bucs did it last year with Baker, and now they're doing it this year with Baker. So yeah, like the formula.
Well, Baker's.
That's what I'm saying.
He shrugged off that narrative now.
Yeah, I don't think people look at Baker as a bust anymore.
I
think they look at him as a good quarterback.
The only time I ever got concerned with Baker when dude was playing a linebacker.
I think people respect Baker now. More.
Yeah, you're probably right. That's actually a really good way to put it. I think Baker is more widely respected now. Like it's weird too, man, because when he went there, I'm like, oh man, Baker, what the fuck, dude? Because you know how I felt about Baker, and I'm like, replacing Tom Brady, man. But he caught on, man, and like he's playing his ass off this year, and last year he played his ass off.
Yeah, they won the division title.
So, all right, let's go to week 15. Rams play the 49ers Thursday night. 49ers are -2.5. Rams are coming off a huge win against Buffalo. Niners are coming off a blowout against Chicago. This is so funny, man, because this game and the way that I look at games and how to bet them is like, for me, it's hard because it's two things I hate. I hate when there's a high scoring game because I always feel like there's time to come down. And I hate when a team's coming off of a blowout. Either way, I don't like that. So for me, it's hard to see this. I think that though the advantage is the Niners, because I think the Rams played a hard ass game, and that takes a lot out of you. And now you're on a short week, and you're traveling. Now look, I know it's in the same state, but I don't know. I think this is going to be a wild game Thursday night. I don't really give a fuck what happens. I just need the Rams to give Kyron Williams the ball on like the 5-yard line because I got him in fantasy. Yeah, that's all I really care. That's all I really care about. Oh yeah. Either one of them is perfectly fine with me, as long as we're not playing Kyron Williams.
So who do you think has the advantage in this game?
I think the Niners have the advantage.
Just because of that, you think the Rams are beating up from Buffalo?
I think some fatigue could be there. But by the same token, you got two desperate teams, and the Rams, if they win this game, they're in position to go after that division title. And the problem is that whoever wins that division is probably going to be the only team that makes the playoffs.
Well, who's going to be the running back for the Niners? Like, that's the question.
Well, it's a short week, so I don't know if Guerrero is going to play.
Yeah, so
I don't even know.
But that's the thing. Like, I would pick the Niners.
Who the fuck is that fourth running back? I actually forgot he got hurt, to be honest, and just why.
I would pick the Niners if I knew who the running back was. If they had a running back, if the Guerrero was playing, to me, I think that makes a difference because that's what the Niners do. They run the football down your throat, and the Rams give up a lot of yards, on the ground. So to me, that's the mismatch. But the mismatch becomes kind of, tilted a little bit or slightly vested away because the Rams, the Niners don't have their running back. So if you don't have your running back, you don't have your starting running back, then to me, like I don't think that mismatch is more valuable in this game than it would be in previous games. So to me, like I think the Rams are going to continue and actually put up a lot of points.
Patrick Taylor Jr.
Yeah, I like the Rams. I think the Rams are going to win this game.
Me too. I'm going with the Rams here. I just think it's a tough game to pick. But A, I hate the 49ers. B, I don't hate the Rams. But I'll roll with the Rams here.
Because I think the
49ers are beat up, and I think they're. I think the Rams are beat up because it's just like some fatigue from that game. Sure. I think the Niners are beat up just because they have injuries all over the field, and it's like. It's so funny, man, because their best wide receiver is Jawan Jennings, and he's the only one on there that ain't getting paid big bucks.
So if you had to pick a team, like who would be a scarier matchup in the playoffs? Like who's a more formidable playoff team, the Niners or the Rams?
The Rams. They're better at quarterback, they're better at running back, they're better at wide receiver.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that. I agree with you. That's why.
And they're better at head coach.
Yeah.
So, like, when you see that, it's like, all right, like, yeah, the 49ers defense is better, but the 49ers defense isn't anything special. They're living off a reputation.
They're overrated now.
Like, okay. And, like, I think last week, like, playing the Bears, it's like, they might get hyped up a little bit more. Like, oh, their defense found its footing. But it's like, not for nothing. The Bears offense stinks.
Yeah, they're not that.
Like, everybody knows that, bro. Like, okay, yeah. You put it on Caleb Williams with an interim head coach and a rookie. An interim head coach and a rookie quarterback. Yeah. Like, okay. And a rookie quarterback who is struggling at an alarming rate. So, but I'm going to take the Rams here on the money line too. I think the Rams win this game. Give me like 21-17, 21-14, something like that.
Yeah, I like the Rams here too. I think they win outright. And I think they continue on, dude. I think they can get hot. I don't think they're Super Bowl contenders right now. I don't think that. I just think that they have dangerous pieces. That if they got hot.
Oh, if they got hot, they could compete with anybody.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that. I'm just like, chill on it.
Yeah, yeah. Chill out. Let's chill out on that.
Chill out a little bit on the Rams. But yeah, if they get hot,
they got the right pieces. Because Puka Nacua to me is
their offense. Their offense can be elite.
Puka is just he's insane.
He is. Like I said, bro, I didn't even realize how big that dude was. Like I didn't know he was. I thought he was like a little like slot guy.
He's got top 5
he's
potential.
Crazy. He's all. But Tom said it the other night, and he was right. Tom said it the other night, right? It was right though. His body's not going to hold up because he's so damn physical.
Yeah,
he's an injury prone wide receiver because of his style of play.
I don't disagree with that. Yeah, but he's excellent, dude.
Buccaneers versus the Chargers. Chargers -2.5. What do you think about this game? This is going to be a good game.
This is going to be a really good game. Baker versus Herbert. I probably trust. Who do I trust more in this game? That's the real question. It's like I'm getting the talent in Herbert, but I'm also getting a dog in Baker. Like I'm getting an actual dog, a competitor at the highest point. I know Herbert is like that too, but like I don't know. There's something about Baker that the team responds well to him. When he makes big plays, he gets hyped. The team just rallies around him. You can feel the energy. Like watching it.
It's infectious.
It's infectious energy. I like the Bucs. I weirdly like the Bucs here, dude. I know the Chargers. We talked about them earlier, about being a really good team, but I think the Bucs are really good, dude. I think they're really slept on.
Me too. Who do I trust more, Baker or Herbert? I trust Baker. Honestly, I do, and I don't really see how you couldn't. Baker's more accomplished than him. Now, Baker's been in the league longer, sure, but not for nothing. But we talk about Herbert don't have weapons. Who is Baker with? Well, he just got Mike Evans back, so I'll retract that a little bit. So they're back now. But Mike Evans is going to help them get over that little. But Baker held the ship steady while Mike was out.
Absolutely.
They're 500. They're going to win that division, just like we said. But now you got Mike Evans back. And like I said, with Baker, man, like I've seen him win playoff games in both conferences. I've seen him turn around the Browns. Like I think Baker's a really, really good quarterback. I think he is, and I think he's somewhere around that bottom half of the back 10. The top 10, he's in there. He's definitely above the 15th. So when I see that, it's just like, where do you? It's hard because you don't really know what you're getting with Herbert. You just don't. You don't know what you're getting. The only thing you really know about Herbert right now is ultra talented, and he's probably going to do something where something gets fucked up.
I just think the passing game of the Bucs is way better than the passing game of the
It is, and like with
Chargers.
Yeah, and the running game because Bucky Irving's been on one.
Yeah, I mean, like when I look at Justin Herbert, he doesn't put the ball in the end zone.
They can't score touchdowns.
They can't score touchdowns. But Baker Mayfield, he's got 28 touchdowns this year. What's Herbert have? 14?
Yeah,
like
14. I mean, 14 or 15.
Yeah, it's just to me like I'm getting the better quarterback in this matchup, and I'm getting the more explosive offense.
Yeah,
he's got fucking 14 touchdowns versus Baker's 28. I trust the Bucs in this matchup. I think the Bucs are going to win this game. I like their defense too. McConkey's he's injured still. I don't know if he's coming back this week. I don't
even know what his injury was. It was a sprained knee or sprained foot,
something like that.
I read it. I can't think.
Sprained knee, and then he had a dislocated shoulder or shoulder injury, but that didn't hold him out. I think it was the knee problem. So, but to me, like if they don't have McConkey in this game, like I don't think Quentin Johnson's going to bring them home.
That draft pick, excuse me, my bad. That draft pick of Quentin Johnson fucks so many things up because he was drafted. I think he was drafted 16th overall 2 years ago. When you draft a wide receiver that high to pair with a younger quarterback, you got to hit that.
Yeah.
It reminds me of who was the dude that was it N'Keal Harry that the Patriots took?
Yeah, N'Keal Harry with Brady.
Yes. And you wanted to hit because that could have been somebody late in Brady's career that you could have got.
Yeah.
And they took him over DK Metcalf. And you saw that pill. Like DK Metcalf probably would have prolonged Tom Brady to stay in Patriots forever. I don't know if it would have got as crazy as the with Belichick because winning cures all. And as long as they were winning, I think it would have been better.
That's crazy. If they would have had DK.
Come on, man.
Wow.
Come on, bro. Like you see what things like that have impact. And when you get Quentin Johnson, who like he scores 2 touchdowns in a game and everybody goes up in arms because it's like, oh my God. But it's like, when you really sit down and look at it, he stinks.
Yeah, because he had like 2 touchdowns, but he also had four total targets and he had 3 catches.
And 3 drops.
Yeah.
But it's like when you see that, bro, it's tough, man, because they really swung and missed on him. That was a big swing and a miss. And when they picked Quentin Johnson, he needed to be the transition off of Mike Williams and Keenan Allen.
But I don't think he's that bad.
Oh, I think he's Jalen Reagor level stinking.
No.
He's trash, bro.
Nah, dude. I think he's a little bit better.
The other night, didn't he have 0 of 5 with 5 drops?
No. He did.
No, not the other night. 2 weeks ago.
Well, no, he had 4 targets. He had 2 catches for 12 yards. But he dropped. Well, you're talking about Baltimore. He had 5 targets, no catches.
He all right though. He's not as bad as you did.
And then since he had 8 targets, he had 2 catches.
Now, so you're thinking to yourself right now, like maybe I should chill.
Well, no, it gets cheese. He had 7 targets. He had 5 catches. He caught 5 balls out of the 7 targets.
How many yards? Just out of curiosity.
48 yards, but he scored a touchdown. Look, I don't think he's.
I got you. You're giving him some grace.
Yeah, but he's a 2nd-year player. I just think he's in the right situation if he's going to get better.
But man, could you just imagine if he was like halfway decent?
But he very well could be.
It's hard to overcome.
I know. I mean, look, usually with wide receivers, you kind of already know who's going to pop and who ain't.
When you stink for 2 years, you probably stink.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, look, I don't. He's been battling injuries too, so to me, like he's a player that's developing, and I think if he's going to get better, he's in the right spot. He's got Herbert. He's got the right coaching staff. To me, like if he's going to maximize his potential, he's in the right location. He just got to do it himself.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the Battle of the Commonwealth. Steelers versus the Eagles. Eagles -5.5 in the Battle of the Commonwealth. Jalen Hurts versus Russell Wilson. Who's got the edge here? And don't say no fuck shit.
Who's got the edge? I mean, am I going to go with a Super Bowl quarterback, or am I going to go with a guy who lost the Super Bowl?
Oh my God.
Right? Is that what we're gonna do? No, I like Jalen Hurts here. I think Jalen Hurts has the edge. He's more athletic. To me, Russell Wilson he's playing pretty decent though. Like I got to give it to him.
I do want to say that, bro, because we gave him a lot of shit, but good for Russ, man.
Yeah, he turned it around.
He's confident. What?
He turned it around. Yeah, that's crazy.
Man.
I know that's my bad.
But
in fairness,
good for him.
But in fairness, though, dude, like he legitimately he's gotten better from his Denver days. He's more efficient with the football. He's I just feel like, to me, when I watch the Steelers, though, bro, like, boring, very boring. I get put to sleep. I don't know what it is. Like, I third down, they struggle. They struggle in the red zone. They're very hard to trust. I can't explain it. Their defense is fucking A1. Their defense is Super Bowl defense. If they went to the Super Bowl, I would not be surprised, because that defense is very, very good. Like, that's a Super Bowl defense. They have a Super Bowl unit. It's just, I get bored when I watch their offense, bro. Like, I don't see that extra gear. To me, I don't know. I don't know. They're very boring.
I think they're a top 2 team in the AFC. I think they're legit because of that defense and that head coach. They could do it. But I'm kind of with you. They lull you.
They're boring.
They're a lull. They're boring. They're a boring squad. And sometimes boring works for certain squads.
They're 10-3. And
it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, I mean, let's not get it twisted here. They're not fucking with us at Lincoln Financial Field. They're just really not, man. And for us to only be -5.5 is so wild, disrespectful.
That point spread scares me, though.
They don't have George Pickens. They haven't won here since 1965. They're 23-50 against us lifetime. I mean, what are we talking about, bro? Like, people, like, this is what cracks me up about people that are just Eagles haters or Eagles doubters in general. Like, you actually believe that the Steelers are coming to Lincoln Financial Field and they're going to beat the Eagles.
Why not?
It's just not happening.
Well, how do you know that, though?
I have the better quarterback. I have the better run game. I have the better wide receiver. They're missing their best wide receiver, their best offensive playmaker. You think Van Jefferson and Calvin Austin are coming to Philly and they're going to do something against this defense? Fuck no. No. And shout out to Broads for those stats. He told me about that.
Well, let me ask you a question, though. Like, do you fear the Steelers' defense against our offense?
No.
Really?
Yeah. Good offense beats good defense.
Right. But if they make the Eagles one-dimensional, what happens? If
we have the better pieces.
If they take out Saquon, are you confident that we can go up and down the field against this defense?
I believe in Jalen Hurts.
Fair.
I will not stop believing in Jalen Hurts until Jalen Hurts falls off a cliff where I don't recognize him. I'm not going to do that, because I'm going to be consistent in what I've said about Jalen Hurts. I trust Jalen Hurts to step up when I need him. Now, if the Eagles go out there and they throw the ball 35 times and he has 350 yards and AJ Brown has 170 and we lose that game 28-31 or something, I'm going to be pissed off. I'm going to be pissed off.
Why? Because
you don't need Jalen Hurts to throw for 300 yards.
Yeah, but that's not the reason why they lost, though. It's also,
it could be. I don't need you force feeding the ball to. Let me rephrase that. Forget that should be stricken from the record. I don't want to see Jalen Hurts out there force feeding him the ball and getting out of the game plan.
Fair. No, nobody wants that.
Jalen, at minimum, like we were talking about this before, the Eagles offense needs to be like 40% Saquon, 40% AJ Brown, 20 or 10%, what's his face? Devontae Smith, and sprinkle in the last 10% for everything else. But it needs to be AJ Brown and Saquon Barkley centric. Like AJ Brown should have double-digit targets every single game that he plays.
He should be treated like fucking Jamar Chase gets treated.
And here's the craziest thing, bro.
That's just straight up.
He had so many targets last night, and I didn't watch the last quarter. I caught on at the end because I was hanging out with Allie. I didn't know he had that many targets. Like 18 targets is insane.
Yeah, they fed their guy the ball. That's what you're supposed to do.
But my thing is when you look at that, it's like, yo, how many targets did T. Higgins have? Because T. Higgins is a beast. But my point is when you have somebody on that level, a top level guy like that, he needs to be 50% of your passes
at all costs. It doesn't matter. You got to find ways to get him the football.
Period. And I'm totally on board with that. But to sit here and say, like, if Saquon Barkley has an off day and the Steelers or whomever stop Saquon Barkley, do I believe in Jalen Hurts to go out there and get the job done? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I haven't seen anything to tell me otherwise. No matter how, it's ebbs and flows.
Yeah.
That's all this shit is. It's ebbs and flows. And the last two games, he was down a little bit. We found a way to win. He made the plays that he needed to make when they needed to be made. And that's all I'm going to say with Jalen Hurts.
That's fair. Okay. Awesome.
Who do you got in this game?
I got the Eagles winning this game. I think the Eagles do win. I think the Steelers keep it close. I will take the 5.5 points with the Steelers.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Even without Pickens?
Yeah, I think
they could hang in there?
I think they can hang in there. Yeah.
Because you think they could? Do you think they could stop us from scoring a lot?
No, I just think they're good. I think their defense is good enough to get after Hurts because he holds onto the ball too long. If you hold onto the ball too long against TJ Watt, he will find a way to strip sack you, and they're going to put in their offense in position. And I feel like that's going to happen from time to time, and that could happen twice.
Totally fair. Totally fair.
So that's how I look at this game.
All right. Game of the week: Bills at the Lions. Lions -1.5. Why this game is at 4:30 is ridiculous. This should be Sunday night football.
Sunday night football
or Monday night football actually, because you got the Vikings and the Bears. Like I want to go watch Caleb Williams throw that thing on the sidelines. I don't want to watch him on Monday night, bro. I don't want to watch him on Sunday night.
Well,
I want
two
him
Monday
on
night
Saturday
games,
night.
though.
Oh,
There's
who?
2 Monday nights. It's Bears and Vikings, Falcons and Raiders. They got a double header.
Oh, we got the double ass bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, unfortunately, that is the double ass bowl. Although I do think the Bears and Vikings game will be a little bit better. But let's go back to the Bills and Lions, dude. This game is going to be fucking electric, straight up. But
you gotta feel it.
Now, this game, is it predicated on Josh Allen winning the MVP? Does he have to win this game to win the MVP trophy?
He's got to play well.
See, that's so stupid. Like,
no. Wait, are you asking me personally?
Yeah.
Me personally, I think Saquon's the MVP.
Okay. Why?
But look what he's doing.
You think? Yeah, I don't disagree. But look what Allen's doing too.
Fair, but the problem is like
it's because he's winning. Saquon's winning.
But here's the thing,
Saquon's the reason why they're winning too. He's a big chunk of the reason why the Eagles have been winning.
Look, man, I don't actually know because I hate that it's a quarterback award. But like, here's the thing: if somebody told me last week after the Bills lost, Josh Allen, everything on the MVP odds stayed the same, I would have been cool with it.
Me too.
But for him to jump as the overwhelming favorite is crazy. And I feel like if he goes out there and he kind of is like middies, like it just has a regular old game where he throws for 130 and
a rushing touchdown and one passing touchdown.
Regular.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it'll just be the narrative will be he won the game. That's all that matters. But if he goes out there and he has 30 points in a loss, it's gonna elevate him again. It just will because he's such a spectacular.
It just doesn't make any sense.
I know.
Because when you look at Joe Burrow's situation, he's legitimately putting up the stats.
They're not winning, but they're not winning.
I know they're not winning, but like now the Bills aren't winning. They will actually lost 2 straight, and his odds are increasing. How can somebody explain that to me?
Truth be told, why?
I'm a Josh Allen guy, but if he's losing back-to-back games, to me, like, okay, the MVP award is up for grabs.
But here's my thing: if the Lions go out and put a beat down on him, why doesn't that elevate Goff into that commanding lead?
Absolutely, it does, because Goff is in the conversation. Why? Because they're winning. He is in the conversation. You think he's top 5 in odds? Truthfully, this is a big MVP game.
Now that I'm looking at it, yeah.
But like, so you think he has to win this game to steal the MVP?
If he wins this game, he's the MVP.
Oh, no doubt about it.
If he wins this game, he's the MVP. However,
absolutely,
it's weird, bro, because I feel like everything's I don't even understand that spread. And I'm going to keep it a bean. As like I said, the Rams took a beating playing like that hard. And I think the same thing's for the Bills. And now the Bills got to travel to Detroit. The only good thing about that is they're not coming all the way back to Buffalo.
Mm-hmm.
At least they're kind of staying like center.
Yeah.
They're only traveling half the country.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Lions are due.
Yeah, but they had decent rest.
Do you think Dan Campbell's a better coach than Sean McDermott?
Yeah.
I kind of do too. Even though I criticize him.
I'm not a McDermott guy.
I know. But I said this earlier, and it just Dan Campbell just doesn't learn his fucking lesson, man.
Nah, he commands the fucking locker room, dude.
Oh, he does.
I think whatever decision that Dan Campbell makes, his players are okay with.
I agree.
Even though if it's the wrong decision, I believe his players are fully going to have his back, regardless if it was the wrong call.
Do you think that the Eagles feel that same way about Nick Sirianni?
Yeah,
you think they believe
I do.
Him?
I absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I don't think Nick Sirianni ever lost a locker room. I think players actually like Sirianni.
I do too. I think they do like him. You know why? Because it's the same weird thing.
They're winning
with McDaniel. It's not even that.
If you hate your coach, you're not going to win.
Correct. But my other thing is the other reason that I kind of feel like that is like I feel like Nick Sirianni, for all the shit people give him and all his faults, He's genuinely him.
He's
like,
just him.
Not like him like that. He's genuinely true to himself.
Yeah.
And that goes a long way.
For better, for worse. But to me, it's for better because you want to show your authentic self.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know, man. I think this game's going to be a fucking shootout. But if it's a shootout, it favors the Lions because the Lions have more offensive firepower.
I just worry about the Lions running game.
I was just going to say that.
That's the big.
If Gibbs and Montgomery each have 80, 90 yards rushing and 40 yards, it's over, bro.
Like, because I've seen Montgomery and Gibbs, they get 7 yards of carry. Montgomery's a fucking absolute bulldozer.
And it hurts to tackle them boys.
Like Montgomery, dude, he's so wildly underrated, man. He's unbelievable. Like every time I watch him play, he's getting positive yards. I never see him in the backfield. I always see him going forward, putting his pads down. He's getting 5, 6, 7 yards of carry.
It's wild.
Easy.
Man. It's wild. Damn, I don't know, man. I kind of like the Bills in this game. I'm going to roll with the Bills here. I think the Lions are a little bit due. The Bills are coming off of a loss. I think this is a big game. Josh Allen can make his statement here to get himself some hardware. I mean, because he's missing that, bro, from his repertoire for argument's sake. And it's time, man. Like he's too talented to legitimately have like 0 accomplishments outside of an AFC championship appearance. I genuinely believe that, bro. I genuinely believe that. Yeah, bro.
That sucks.
It does, because
he
like,
really
is
the best quarterback in the league. I don't give a fuck. He is, dude. And that's just not even cap.
I appreciate you never done. I got Burrow.
That's fair. I got 17, bro, and he resides in Buffalo.
I'll tell you what, 17 and 9 right now are better than 15. And I really don't give a fuck what anybody's got to say.
That's why I'm saying he's the best quarterback in the league. Like I'll go to toe to toe with anybody. You could say the rings, all that.
Oh no, I'm a 17 guy now.
Because my thing is like,
I ride for the red, white, and blue now with the Buffalo one.
But somebody commented like, oh yeah, well the stats say Mahomes got 3 rings versus Allen's, but if you go back to that 13 seconds, it was only 1-0.
Here's the problem, though.
And that 13 seconds ruined him, bro.
You know
like,
what the problem
just sucks
is, though?
for him, man.
Here's the only problem
so good,
with that argument. The problem is Mahomes was the motherfucker to get the ball down there. That's what sucks, bro. But like by the same token, Josh Allen wasn't on the field.
It was just
like I get it was Mahomes dealing, but Josh Allen wasn't on the field, man. Like that's not fair to Josh. And then Harrison Butker makes a 78-yard field goal or whatever, 50-yard field goal, whatever it was. Like that was so crazy, bro. That was crazy, man. But it really didn't. You said it last week or the week before, man. It changed history.
Mm-hmm.
It really did, man. Like that, the Bills were the best team that year. And they got robbed, dude. And I thought it broke them before. It definitely broke them with Diggs. Definitely broke that team.
Yeah.
But they seem to have since recover and get their mojo back. So we'll see. So I'm going to take the Bills here.
When Burrow beat Kansas City in the championship game, they had Tyreek Hill, right?
Yeah. Yeah, of course. My nine beats them fully loaded.
Yeah. No, I thought that was the year after.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And then he beat him with that fucking bullshit late hit.
I know, man. I just feel like, I don't know.
You know it, bro. He's got the Brady shit. The ball just, it just does, man. I'm not taking anything. You know how I am with Brady now. That's my guy. I'm just saying, like, Brady just always in those critical key moments where the momentum could shift or the game could turn on a dime, the ball just went Brady's way, man.
That's because they have too much respect from the refs, dude. Like, when you have that cachet, bro, like.
It's everything. It's everything, man. It's powerful.
It is powerful.
It's powerful.
It's all about the cachet, dude.
And damn. Allen and Burrow don't have that yet.
Not yet.
They don't.
They will though. I do believe
they may. I mean, but they got. I mean, Allen more so right now because Burrow. Like you look. I mean, I know Burrow's having a historic year, one of the best seasons that we've seen. But like 4-8, bro, that's not going to cut it. You're missing it. You're wasting a prime year, bro. And you're about to have a triple crown guy.
I don't know, man. I'm going to predict this game, though. I'm taking the Lions. And I just think that they're just better. I think they're a better football team. I think the Bills have overperformed. I think they have. I really do. I think the Bills have overperformed to what the roster is. And that's because of the quarterback, and I get that. But I just think that when I watch this Lions team, dude, they're just a way better team than the Bills. They just are. And they're home. They had 10 days rest. The Bills, they just lost, they lost putting up 42. The only thing that keeps me like a little nervous about this game is I just know that the Bills locker room, they know how important this game is for Josh Allen, for his MVP chances and everything. And I feel like they're going to come out swinging for their quarterback. I just don't think it's going to be enough because I think the Lions can match that physicality. The Lions can match their talent. Obviously, they have Lions are better. They're more talented. I just think the Lions to me are just the overall better football team. And I just don't see the way the Bills going in there and beating the Lions. I really don't see that.
You don't see it. All right, let's get our final slate and then we can get out of here. Commanders -7.5 coming off the bye. Are you bye versus the Saints?
I got the Commanders both ways. The Saints just lost Derek Carr. They're done, dude.
Derek Carr got hurt?
Yeah, he's out for the year.
What happened? Oh, wait, was that when he fell and was like grimacing when he landed on his chest?
He's out for the year.
What happened?
I think his shoulder or something like that.
Oh, wow. He's off.
He's done.
Yeah, I got the Commanders both ways with or without Derek Carr. Dolphins versus Texans. Texans -2.5. Damn, that's a low line.
It is a low line.
Texans coming off of a bye week, and you got the almighty, humble GOAT of all time, CJ Stroud.
I like the Dolphins in this game.
So do I.
Give me the Dolphins outright. I think the Dolphins win this football game. I don't think the Texans are all that in a bag of chips, and I think the Dolphins are kind of hitting their stride a little bit.
Tua has been fucking cooking since he came back.
Awesome. And that was a big win against them, against the Jets, coming off a divisional win, regardless of how bad the Jets are. A win is a win in division. And I firmly believe that. I don't care who you play. And to me, I think the Dolphins, I think they're on a high. They're starting to elevate their game. Give me the Dolphins.
Couldn't agree more. Chiefs -4.5 versus the Brownies.
Low line too. I think this line is extremely low. I want to say upset so bad because I just feel like Jameis Winston has that weird ability to just throw 300 yards in a party, and the Browns have a good enough defense to shut down the
That
Chiefs.
would make that.
There
would
is
make
something
my
to be there.
day.
There is something there to be said. I can't pick against the Chiefs, bro. I'm gonna take the Chiefs money line, but give me the Browns to cover the 4.5.
I'm taking the Chiefs both ways, bro. I can't do that because I just don't know what I'm getting with Jameis. And Jameis, honestly, is one of my favorite players in the league.
Me too.
That is a happy human being.
Yeah.
Who loves life.
He loves life.
And he's grateful.
Yeah.
I just had to follow him. J-Bo wins.
J-Bo wins.
Love him. I'm a big, huge fan of Jameis Winston, man. I'm so happy for him. It's just when I watch Jameis Winston and I see him pregame, postgame, during the game. Again, we talked about it with Baker. Infectious energy. He looks happy, man. He looks like he's himself. He just out there living life and whatever this crazy world is. It's just like, man, look at me. Look at where I am. Like playing in the snow like a little kid. Those are all things that people want to see because they can relate to that shit.
Players hate some players hate the cold. He just embraces it. I appreciate that.
It's the best. Yeah. Appreciation. That's the good word.
Yeah.
That's the episode name. Appreciation. Jets -3.5 versus the Jaguars. We jet up.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a blowout. Give me the Jets. They're gonna
smack
smoke
them this week,
They're gonna
dude.
smoke the Jags.
Garrett Wilson better get some love. That's some touches.
I agree.
We have him in Jays. No, we don't. We have Harrison. No, we have Garrett.
We got Garrett.
Yeah, we need that. We need that. Kellen, we come for your ass. Ravens -14.5 at the Giants. We don't need to say anything.
I got Ravens both ways.
Yeah, that's a 35-point win.
Yeah, no doubt.
Colts versus the Broncos. Broncos -4.5. That's a good game.
I got the Broncos here.
I got them both ways.
I got them both ways too. I think
Colts coming out the dome.
Anthony Richardson against that defense
In the cold.
And Mile High. I don't love that for them. Give me the Broncos.
Patriots versus the Cardinals. Cardinals -6.5. Holy shit. That line moved a point.
6.5 is a lot of points, man.
I'm taking the Cardinals, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, it opened at 5.5 and it went up a point. I mean, that's a bad line if you bet it at 6.5, but the Cardinals, I don't care, bro. The Cardinals shouldn't be a touchdown favorite over anybody.
I agree. I'm gonna take the Patriots in this game.
I agree, but fuck what you said.
Yeah, I'm taking the Patriots to win this game outright. Actually, I think they're gonna upset them in Arizona.
For real?
Yeah.
Love that. I'm taking the Cardinals both ways, and that's not. I hate Kyler Murray.
I'm sorry, bro. When I watch this Patriots defense, I believe they can shut down the Cardinals offense because I don't believe in Kyler Murray. I think if you get pressure on him and you can tame him in the pocket, he can make. He's going to get sacked, and he can't see over the line of scrimmage.
He's 3 foot tall.
Patriots had a good corner in Christian Gonzalez. I think he could shut down. He actually might play on McBride. Might be a better option.
You know what's funny? You said that, bro.
And you could double Marvin Harrison, and there you go.
I was looking at the my matchups, and I'm so worried about that matchup, dude.
Me too.
Because Christian Gonzalez can
really
actually
shut you down.
He can lock him up.
Yeah, he's lock.
And the problem is like, do I think Marvin Harrison's like super talented? Yeah, but his quarterback isn't, and his quarterback don't get him the ball. Like for the way that people drafted Marvin Harrison, it was strictly on like this dude could pop. But the problem is with Marvin Harrison, dude, is he's ranked like the 24th wide receiver in PPR. The issue is that he's basically boom or bust because he's so reliant on the touchdown because he doesn't have the volume.
Yeah.
He just doesn't. He doesn't get the volume, man. And I like you just said that, bro. For anybody that has Marvin, well, for both of the conversations this weekend with Jay, I hope they put Christian Gonzalez on McBride, man. Because if he's on Marvin Harrison Jr., bro, I'm gonna get fucking 7 points.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Patriots offense, they can absolutely score against this Cardinals defense. Like I think a 6.5 is crazy.
Mine is. Packers -3 versus the Seahawks.
This is gonna be a good football game. This is gonna be a really good football game. Give me the Hawks at home. Give me the Seahawks, dude. They're riding high. They're riding high.
I like
dude.
the Seahawks, bro.
They're riding high, bro.
I like the Seahawks this week. I'm taking them too outright, bro. Packers don't really beat good teams.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Packers they have some heat on them too, with the Vikings.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah, bro. They fall down to that third seed. It could get tricky here, but I'm going Seahawks here. I just like the Seahawks.
Me
I don't
too.
know why.
Give me Seattle in the late field goal. Something stupid in the fourth quarter. Seattle's going to win that football game.
Bears versus the Vikings. Vikings touchdown favorite. Damn, man.
Hate to see it. I got the Vikings both ways. I just don't think the Bears can really fuck with the Vikings.
Yeah, I got the Vikings both ways in this slop ass game because of the Bears. And it's so weird, man, because once upon a time, Caleb was coming into the best situation that a rookie has ever come into. And you're a 7-point dog against a division foe? Damn.
I mean, he's on the road, in fairness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he rides all right. Falcons -4.5 at the Raiders. I can't believe they put these two bum-ass games on Monday night.
Who do you got?
I got the Falcons both ways, man. I'm just hoping they snap out of it. I need Kirk Cousins.
I kind of want to take the Raiders, dude.
Yeah, bro. Like it wouldn't even doubt me. And I just realized that too, dude. I got Darnell Mooney, and I'm gonna if this shit comes down to this Monday night game, is this game at 10 or is this at the same time as the?
It's like the same time. They have like 15 minutes and kickoff difference.
Oh my god, and I got Aaron Jones. Yeah. So I'm gonna take the Falcons both ways. Even though Darnell had a good game, I need him to have another one here.
That dual box is gonna be heat though on Monday night though, because on YouTube TV you'll be able to watch.
Oh yeah. I can do that. That's what's up.
That's gonna be fucking fire.
Yeah,
and this is not a YouTube TV ad, so
yeah. Just if they want to sponsor us, they can. But we charge about 10 grand an hour. But yeah, I got the Falcons both ways here.
Yeah, give me the Falcons.
Because I think the Raiders are tanking because they want Dorr and Coach Prime.
Dorr is crazy.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in to episode 226. We'll be back next Wednesday at 8:00.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate all the love, support, and the comments. If you guys haven't done so already, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell on YouTube. We are also available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeart, Stitcher,
and all that other shit.
Also follow us on all of our social platforms as you do not want to miss our daily content on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and all that other shit. And we will see you guys next week at P&I, baby. Peace.
I'm caps lock different. It's facts, not fiction. Said I black out for real, then the track gone missing. If it's cap, I'm dipping. We ain't talking about a move, then it's flatline finished. When I spaz, I'm grinning. Put a peel off in the Sadies and I pass by spinning. It's perks with this life, but I don't have my skinach. Took a quick trip and now I'm back home winning. And I see they eyes pop like I snack on spinach. Pull up to the spot, she tryna grab my digits. I'm already 8 shots, a Henny past my limit. Here you go. Hazards with a dash full of tickets. I'ma act like I don't see them. I got bad eye vision. Y'all can't pass my scrimmage.